Get my classroom ready with me after a 2-week break. I always see my favorite teacher influencers doing this, but it was so awkward. I had to go inside, set up my phone, go back outside, and then come back in my classroom like I was just walking in the first time. So weird. Anyway, first off, I load my refrigerator with water. I notice I left a lunch in there. Oh, Lord. Ooh. So after I load my refrigerator with water, which most of these waters I am giving to my students all the time, I have to go start making my copies for the week. This is a super heavy copy week. I don't use a lot of textbooks. I mostly use a lot of my own curriculum, and a lot of it just has me having to make copies. Also, I do have like a couple of textbooks, but they are all printable, so it's pretty crazy how many copies I have to make. Next, I have to get my homework board ready. This also includes me planning at home. It took me a couple of hours to plan just because I felt like making new plans. This week in American history, we are learning about the U.S. involvement in the French Revolution, the Proclamation of Neutrality. So my students are going to write a slam letter back and forth between Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. We're going to listen to Hamilton's Cabinet Battle number 2, one of my favorites. And they're allowed to write a slam letter or create 2 memes to kind of show their understanding of the Proclamation of Neutrality. We're also reviewing for their HSPT, which is this upcoming weekend, the high school placement test for a lot of my students who are going to attend private high schools. So I'm covering a lot this week. I put my daily schedule up for the kids, and then I have to start organizing all of my copies. So I know a lot of teachers use one of those like pull-out bins, but those are super bulky and end up just holding a ton of papers all year long for me. So I use file folders. My Monday file is always super chunky because I pass out a lot of stuff on Mondays, but then it gets progressively less. So these are my files. You can see my Cabinet Battle number 2 lyrics in there. I'm super excited. It's one of my favorite lessons. And that's how I kind of organize my week papers-wise, and it just sits on my desk. Way less space for me. And last but not least, I had to reorganize my classroom. I had my desks in like banquet tables for kind of the end of Christmas, but just for like our party and stuff, because we all know that junior high kids could never sit and face each other at a long banquet table. That would be, they would never look at me and listen to me. So I have flexible seating in my classroom, but every kid also has a desk. Most of my 8th graders choose to sit in their desk over flexible seating, but it is there for whenever they need to move or be around. I also teach 7th graders in my room, and they love my flexible seating. So here are my options. I have these yoga balls, I have these tables, I have some rocking chairs in the back, and I also have a ping pong table that kind of serves as a wobble stool table too. And last on my list, I took my kids to the park because they sat in my classroom while I got it ready for a couple of hours. Poor teacher kids. So here we go. Let's get back from break.